Okay. Carrying on. Establishing all the key people.
The King of Iron Fist.
I suppose the main person we need left is Heihachi. The one out of sort of this three that I can do the least with. It may be arduous, but I'll stare at the robots. Whee! I'm falling through the ceiling in a fun way. I'm going to destroy you, hopefully. I'm the one with a bomb in my face. Oh, yes. The jacks are coming down. So we never really found out who betrayed Kazuya. Does that get mentioned in 6? I forget. We still don't know why all of these jacks exploded at you or who made them do it. Seems to have served mainly to release an old man from the basement, and I mean, there's easier ways. Look at these gauntlets I found.
He learns someone has taken control of the Mishima Zaibatsu and opened the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Heihachi prepares to fight again. I don't know who's behind this, but the Mishima Zaibatsu is mine, says Heihachi.
So now we know what's going on there. It's time to stop it all.
Ready for the next battle.
In the dance game, 32 pints for Mary. Look at my thunders. My lighted ning. Alright. Fling the man! Oh, off we go! Oh no. You see, when I say off we go, I do mean it somewhat. There's limited other things I can mean by something like that, you know. It's a very definitive statement. Go up. End life higher up than you were before. It's the goal of all birds. And this just trying to break the height barrier so that they can escape. Escape the fate of every other bird. Who is too low down? Well, maybe this. No. Well, would you like this? No. None of the thises are hitting. But I promise you, there's a reason for it. By the next shareholders meeting, I will have killed you all.
You win.
And then it won't be a problem anymore.
Get ready for the next battle.
I'm full of statical electricities. Fight you in this bit from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. You don't understand, I'm supposed to win. Even if you do beat me, a man will fling a thing at you and distract you long enough for me to cut your arm off. It's one of the better concessions made towards that sort of thing. There should be versions of the cutscene that allow for the fact that you did in fact kick their ass. While still allowing the plot to happen, because you know, I'm not saying don't do the story. I'm saying make it real. Make it understandable that it would happen. You've got to. The fate of the world. Oh, the fate of the world rests with your tulip patch. I don't believe this. One of these days, that's gonna get your nose, and then you'll fly away very fast. Will today be that? No. Headbutt. Right, and then headbutt. You see, there's more than one. Oh, one of these has two. Oh, one of these days, these boots are gonna walk, and then they won't need me anymore. they'll have gained the capacity to walk on their own. I live in fear of that day. What will become of my sense of purpose when I've got nowhere to transport shoes anymore? It's a fear we all share.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, so don't even pretend. Don't pretend you're not afraid of the boot day. The boot day surprise. I can't jab you, I can't smash you. I can do this forever, look. We love to see it. No. 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 Yes. You see, that it's stuff like that that makes me glad I studied football as a child. Because now, when somebody scores a goal, I can look at them and say, haha, well done. Oh, you were too low down for the brief period of history. Fling him! It's very good to be able to fling someone. You understand? Haha. The counter. I feel like that counter's easier to perform somehow than a lot of other counter things in the game.
You win.
Couldn't explain how,
Ready for the next battle.
but all I will... Ooh, it's you! It's an updated version of the thing. No, those were probably Jack 4's, mate. I'm a completely different one.
Round 1.
Well, at least they're made from recycled materials. Even the trousers are from the Goodwill! Oh yes! We give all of your old trousers to the war machines. All of it! Every pant you've ever owned. Alright, shit! Watch and behold the amazing never descending that's never hit him. I don't know why I keep doing it like it's... Pack that off. Alright? No! No, Daniel. No, Daniel, it's time to shit. Okay, go to the poo dimension. You have to! Does he get a funny cutscene where he explodes again? No. He's just tremendously well designed. Right, you might have arms, but so do I, in a manner of speaking. So maybe you should try. Ooh! You should. Oh, you escaped. You escaped my judgment. But how long can you keep that up for, right? I can run away slightly. He's got a move where he just sort of leaves. No. And then I can do that. You see? Boop, boop, boop. 3 boops that make up the universe.
You win. Round 2.
And there's no more for you here. Oh, I can sort of not like your shins very much. No, the other legs are not having any more luck, really, at all. What about... No, that was not what I intended to do, but it did at least do damage. Oh, flap! Just sort of a little... Fuck off! Stop it, you! Sir, I guarantee you he doesn't care. Who needs a skull in this day and age, really? We can go to space. Bones are redundant. Thank you for turning up to the wandering realm of green. Where we all love to see you and nobody leaves until they admit that. Alright. Oh, I can have 2 hands. That's because it's like a whole twiddly motion he does. There's like 7 years for it to come into effect, look. And I get a glowing hand bonus. Even if it doesn't, you see. So that's it's win 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 win. 4 more of the wins than you usually get. You see, because I usually lose. But now with the power of thunder, with the power of silly string, I can say 6 numbers and have one of them come true. All right. You can substitute that for a D6 dice roll. Ooh, you can substitute your Rolls Royce. Replace your cars right now at Vietnam.com. That's right. We'll take them.
We'll take them off you, and you'll never be seen or believed again. One day, I swear it'll happen. It's war. Why is this?
Okay, you can step on my face, I guess, is a fair response. Maybe if you refracted light properly, you know, we wouldn't be in this position. Have you ever considered?
Maybe it's your fault for not being a prism.
What would have happened differently if you had gotten your prism degree like you said you were going to? He's not having it. He's not blaming himself for the properties of shapes. And that was really sort of my whole plan.
Oh, you cheeky boy, putting your head down. He kept it down. Look, expertly done.
Every time I stand up, you sit down. You have no control over that. It's the
balance. It's the balancing act of the seesaw patrol. They go around looking for seesaws and arresting them on sight. It's illegal to be one, did you not know? That's why most people aren't. Planking.
Very nearly increased crime rates. Fortunately, they didn't teeter at all.
You lose. Round 2.
But if they had...
God help us all if that happens again, is all I can
say! Yay! I hit him. It was a bit underwhelming. Oh well. Oh well, moving on with my day. No! Oh, you shouldn't be able to win at all. Some would say that makes the game a bit unbalanced, but you know what I say? Fuck. Just a single fuck for you. Out of my mouth. That's all you get, that's all you're worth. Purple.
Okay, so it wasn't purple this time. But
one day I'll name the right colour.
And you'll rue the day you challenged me.
No, don't escape my funny fling.
Plonk.
Oh, did you know? When you... No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, you see.
Get off. Fuck away.
Ugh. No! I'm sick and tired of all the broth. There's too much. You can't keep
making soup stop forever.
In 1928, when the Sinister Six evolved, you would not have believed the sight. Alright? They all simultaneously stopped being monkeys.
Aye!
No. No, you see. You don't realise whose legs you've taken until it's too late, do you? They actually belong to the post office. You can't steal another post office's legs. That's a federal offence. You've offended the Federation now,
And they're all gonna look at you and go, that's a shame. And this is a shame as well. The Ned Flanders Revival Concert
is under siege. Okay? We don't know why or even really how. It's a very confusing state of affairs for all involved.
But Batman, you must save us! I know it's confusing. And there's remarkably little information available.
But if you do nothing,
Ned Flanders will never be revived.
alright? We brought in U2, Green Day. Those two people, right? They all fused. We know this.
They put the Patara earrings on and the bands all fused together into a single person each.
Round 1.
And we brought them in to sing until Ned Flanders came back to life. And all that effort now is going to be for nothing. Because Batman didn't solve the problem. Why won't
Batman solve the problem? Does he think this is funny? Ned Flanders is in Hades. And try as we might, we can't reverse it without the help of U2 and Green Day.
And just when we'd finally fused them all, the concert is got besieged, right? There's entire Vikings. Not the partial Vikings we had last year. They were easy enough to deal with. They weren't very balanced. They kept falling over.
Continue.
All right,
Get ready
but
for the next battle.
Now, you see, now they've pulled themselves together and are attacking the concert. And we don't know what they've got against Ned Flanders. We don't. But only Batman can learn that. Alright, because they told us that much. Then we will only speak to Batman. Do you owe them money? Why are you avoiding them? They seem keen to meet you.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm the world's greatest detective and I'm piecing some things together you'd rather I hadn't, aren't I? I know what the deal is. I know the score. And I'm going to recite it in front of a panel of judges. And see who wants to kiss me after that, alright? Now, it's not necessarily going to be the judges.
Oh, I sacrificed all my blood to do that. I am a little bit horrified with how long it's taking to defeat martial law, which is his actual name. His parents called him that, or maybe he changed it, like is some sort of stage name. He's doing
his kung fu under the name. Alright. His eye with a sliver of dicks in 25 peacocks. I think you should leave me alone and go to sleep. Pick up your phone and count the sheep. There's sheep on your phone. If you don't get them off there, they'll sell all your data.
Oh, they're notorious for that.
If I spend as long on this as I did on the bloody Nina Williams fight, I'm gonna be somewhat miffed. Alright, the miffedry that's gonna happen because of you. Are you prepared to deal with the myth consequences? I don't think you are. I don't think you've thought about myth once. Alright, I went myth at you, but it didn't remind you to think, did it? No. No, the only thing it reminded you of was how terrible you've been to your mother.
Yes, I know you shot her.
Goes a bit beyond being a kind of shitty person, doesn't it? You've actually murdered there is the real problem.
Talk to us about why. Alright, I'm not saying it'll excuse it, but you can't just kill your mother for no reason. Alright?
That's frowned upon, I hear.
At the end of the day, You are still gonna be the person who killed his mother. But do you really want to be the person who killed his mother for shits and giggles, or do you want to, like, have a reason out there?
Continue.
It's these things that will carry you across the river. Because otherwise you'll just sink and drown. Okay, on the way to the prison, which we did put in the middle of the river. And the current is strong. Let's be clear. You're not making it out. You're not making it out if you don't have an explanation. Not a justification, an explanation. It's like, right, Maximilian Pegasus, right? The old fucking deal with his wife.
You lose.
Okay.
Round
The
two.
temptation,
Fight.
I feel, is to treat that as if that was the writer saying this justifies what he's done. No. It just means there's a reason he was doing it. Alright? The whole point of the protagonists fighting and stopping him is that he was wrong to do it. Okay? That's been acknowledged. I feel like after Breaking Bad, with people watching that and thinking Walter White is the hero because he is the main character, we've all become sort of a little bit wary, culturally, after that. But the fact is, look,
Fight.
it's not good what he did. Now I will say, I don't quite remember the moment. Like, Pegasus does get redeemed, because he's a fun man, which is to say a gay one, who we want to see again and again.
Fight.
So they need it to be okay that he's still mucking about, you know? And I don't quite remember how that happened. Like, at what point he may have said, like, I probably shouldn't have kidnapped your granddad, huh? But what I will say, okay, I recently watched both the sub and the dub of the episode, like, after he's lost the fight and he's releasing all of the granddads that he's kidnapped into the wild. You see. And, like, he doesn't really acknowledge it in any way that he was wrong in the dubbed version. He just says, well, I'm a man of my word, so I'll release all these souls. Which, like, I was under the impression that he didn't get a choice, like, you couldn't go back on the terms of a Shadow game. Like, there would be some kind of consequence for trying. But you see, he might not care. Right, okay, I've won now though. But what was the point? But yeah, because the way that scene is animated, he's looking down at, like, the cards of the people's souls that he's caught after, and, like, the expression of his face, it looks like he should be having, like, a "what have I done" moment.
Round one.
Like, he's been able to block out the reality of, like, what he's become because it was all for something, and now that he's lost that, like, we should be seeing him go from "I've done all this for nothing" to "oh god, I've done all this." But we don't get that, because even in the original sub, he's looking at the cards and he's just kind of like, it's kind of weird that there's two Yugis, huh? Anyway. And then he just kind of releases the souls, and then he looks at the portrait of his wife and he just says, I'm starting to think I may not have been in the right.
You win. Round
And for as, like,
fight.
obvious as that revelation kind of is, I don't remember him ever really expressing how he arrived at that conclusion. Like, they really sort of speedrunned the whole, and then he immediately gets his eye ripped out. So there you go. You could even have had it say, like, he was, like, evil because of the eyes put in him, because, like, it was his destiny to have it, and also his destiny to be defeated in a funny card game by a young man who might be dead. So, like, he had to turn evil to facilitate that happening. I don't know if they even bothered doing that. Like, I do think he takes responsibility for it. Like, he's knocking around in GX, like, just showing anyone who breaks bad his, like, empty eye socket, just being like, yeah, you might want to pack that in, sunshine. This leads places you're not gonna like.
You lose.
You're not ready to face me.
I'm not, and I apologise that I've not really been paying attention this whole time. I had to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sure you would understand. You're not allowed to go behind me and do really anything at all. I feel like it's not going to end well. It's not gonna... I know you can do a second kick in that, alright? It's just very difficult for me to execute. There's like a weird combination of buttons. It's the weird combination. Woo! I finally did it, and it accomplished nothing. There's another one which goes into a punch. I may not bother. I play these for, like... I do want to show all the moves off that I can memorise and execute off the top of my head. Because, like, when you're not actually playing it, there's not a lot going on to look at but the visual variety of the bonks in question. So I'm trying so hard, but I'm not good at the game. I'm not good at being this man in the game, at least. There are some men I can be in the game that have done alright. Alright? Patrick Warburton is one of them. Patrick Warburton had better be in Tekken 8. Alright? You put fucking Walking Dead characters in 7 DLC, right? You put Noctis Final Fantasy. We're allowed to have Patrick Warburton show up and just kick the shit out of Heihachi. He should win. He should win that tournament. And now fucking Patrick Warburton owns the Mishima Zaibatsu. And that has to be canon forever now. See, Julia agrees. She's signed off on it, and I'm pretty sure she's the president of Namco. So let's make this happen. Put your shoes on first, you don't want to trip. Don't believe you when you say you can summon wasps. I feel like you'd have done it by now, wouldn't you? What's stopping you? Don't just punch me in the spine after you've already won. You, people like you can't stop kicking a man while he's down. Alright, he's down near some clowns. And you keep kicking him in front of all his clown friends. Do you realise how that makes him feel? Apart from just the pain of being kicked. Don't do that in front of a man's clowns. Well, that... I hate that. I hate that that's possible. Alright? It's not fine! It's not fine, this. Let me stand.
You lose.
Soul Calibur, you know, I'm not really any better at that, but at least I can stand up in between getting pummeled, you know? It's not built into the game that the AI can fuck you into the moon. She really wants that fucking data disk. She's like, look, if I don't win this tournament, I'm gonna have a very uncomfortable conversation with a sumo at a dock. Alright, and I must avoid this. You've got to give me the trees back. Right now. You old fuck. Where have you hidden them? Come on. Cough up your ferns. Fling! I'm a fling machine, is what you've not realised. Okay, no, right. Foof. I was hoping to foof, but you've tapped my dick and it turned off my bones. It's a very impressive flip. Performance as a fighter this time around has been crap, but I feel like the energy and the bits have been some of the best. I got, you know, there was a stretch where I got to talk about a special interest. You know, I mean, thank fuck I didn't start talking about 5Ds and get to the clown family. You know? Because then there'd be no escape. You'd be getting the full hour of what's being recorded here, unedited. Unedited, unsigned for. The post office is having a post-mortem of you. Did I just break your bum? I've deactivated your bum, and now you can't be anymore.
Get ready for the next
I knew that was how I'd. Oh no! What have we done? What have we unleashed? He's burned down the whole temple.
one. Fight.
Why are you like this? I must flee this man. We have to escape. He's too strong. Oh no. I am going to need to drink a large amount of water after this. I'm very dehydrated. And I'm choosing to blame the game itself. Even though it's your fault. Yeah, you know who you are. Huh? Oh no, he ducked at the... Oh, I became a lovely bird and flew away. I flew away from him, flying away. It is usually what that means. Can I fling a sumo? Time to fling the sumo! Very good. It's very good that I can do this. Oh, right, and then... Oh, and... Ooh! Fair enough, that was somewhat optimistic. Learn, sir. It doesn't end well. Whenever you...
Next you'll be telling me you've remembered this recipe for killed beans.
All the beans we've killed, you've remembered how to cook them now! Somehow an hour of real time has passed in the half an hour for which I have been recording. Something's fucked there. I don't know what's going on with time, but it better start working back again when I come to sleep. You can trick me with your legs again.
Lose.
He keeps solving crossword puzzles and then tricking me with his legs. When he breaks the crossword out, I should really take that as, you know, I know what he's about to do, but I never learn somehow.
Round
I
one.
always realise too late. Must be infuriating to watch. Become friends with a rubber plant. Like that one that was in my hands there.
Fight.
Alright, make friends with learn its name. Tell me its secrets. To prove your bond. And then only then will you be found worthy of this packet of crisps. Alright, it's salt and gold. I'm just trying to think what's valuable enough to prohibit someone from accessing crisps until proven worthy. And sparkly metal's about all I can think of. Please send in any crisps you have that would prove me wrong. This way I get all people's most valuable crisps.
この俺様がロボット爆弾なんて小賢しい手を使うわけがなかろう。なんじゃと。
You might.
では貴様も飼い犬に手を噛まれたというのか。
It's possible I point at you, haha.
野良犬ごときのために大会に参加したのではない。
Wait, so did
貴様。
Jinpachi
大会の本当の
order the robots to attack from beneath the temple?
誰だというのじゃ。
What's going...
今日まで俺を騙しておきながら。あの爆弾で。
This is actually just like a slightly reworded version of the same scene that we have seen.
丸の地下。
The Honmaru underneath it.
なるほど。
Now I must stop it from being true. You're jittering in and out of place. But this I must become. This I must see. This I must wait for you and me. Okay? No, I can believe you up to a point. When you tell me the fridge is stuck on stun. What I don't understand is why there's a stun function on the fridge. Who are you trying to keep out the carrots, You've refrigerated all your vegetables and then stopped them from getting stolen, but who was after them, A cartoon rabbit? Which of the cartoon rabbits have you annoyed this time,
What are you dragging me into now? Not got time to fight your cartoon rabbit battles for you. You need to hire a guild. I'm sure one exists that's willing to stop Bugs Bunny. There was at least 3 back in the 80s. Where have they all gone? Fucking Tory cuts. Ow. Marmalade. Okay, the Marmalade fist did not work. Which is understandable. Marmalade's not known for its strength. Physical strength, anyway. I don't know how strong the flavour of marmalade can get. I'm not part of the Marmalade rating board that rates all the marmalade, rather intuitively. If you wanted me in charge of that, you should have voted for me in the Marmalade rating elections. Right? Not that I'm bitter. Like marmalade. Or it might be, I wouldn't know. I'm not on the rating board! You must stop doing this. Every part of this, right, is something that brings you!
You lose.
And there's already one of you. You don't need another one, you've got one. You are it. Tetris should be played for fun, not for profit. You need to understand. The moment you sell your Tetris dreams to the Covenant, they get control of your house as well. You elbowed me in the pepis. At least we're getting to spend a lot of time with this stage. I was worried we might miss this, because I didn't know which events triggered it. But we know now, don't we? Speaking of which, there's one stage that hasn't come up at all. And I know it's in the game because I've got the stage music for it on the iPod. But I don't know if there's like some specific way you have to trigger it. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you might be strong. But I can strike you down, and I can wear a crown, and it's nice to see you nice. Ow! And that was the day Bruce Forsyth won the duel. Can't do the sort of things Marvin the Martian got arrested for. Okay, he can get away with it. Alright, I'm not saying it's fair, but it's the way the world is. I feel like this is an awful lot of porridge to fling at me just because I'm wrong. You know? Look at me! Look at my belt that I'm wearing, haha. Sure you are. That certainly seems to be the way this is leaning. Hello. Hello, me dad father. You just stand there in silence until the fight starts. Yeah. Okay, now granted,
Get ready for the next battle.
that is how I want to look when I'm 90. I don't think that's typical though. You have to understand we're in the minority. Really. But a majority of football players would love to see you sing. If I can manage a perfect roulette spin, why do it twice? What do you gain? I'm already there. I'm already at the mercy of the wind. What was the point of the second one? You gotta think it through. You gotta think it through. You gotta do your dance. You gotta go ha ha and look at France. Wee woo. Now you see, if I'd done the second move, I might have survived a little bit. Just a tad. But sometimes he doesn't want to. Oh no! Now there's the tadpole from Spain ready to win a game.
Shouldn't you have grown out of these things by now, the tadpole? Victory isn't everything, especially when you're about to become a frog. That's the whole moral.
You lose.
It's the whole moral. It's the moral of holes. Shia LaBeouf will sell you it himself. Doesn't his name literally mean shepherd of beef? I mean, it's got nothing to do really with anything that's going on, but I feel like if that's true, people need to be reminded. We need to know! And now... come on. You know, we have to win. It's got to go like this today. Ooh. Ah. Okay. That was alright. It's all the people that weren't the hardest fight in the game that I had trouble with. What's the... There's no use wheeling around now. Not that he's bitter or anything. Sir. Sir, you have grandchildren. You have great-grandchildren. I don't think you know what ends here means. In the context of blood, anyway, here's a rocket ship. We've got the rocket ships now. Oh, fuck. Not again! Yes. Heihachi was like, right, what's the opposite of throwing someone off a cliff? Maybe that'll work. The trinity of cliff rockets now here. How do you know who Jin is? You didn't know who Jin was when you saw him, when it was his story to fight you with. I know him when I'm about to go to space. Isn't that always the way? Yes. That's what a spaceship looks like. I do not envy the writer who has to explain how all three of them survived that. 'Cause you know they will. It's fucking Tekken, isn't it? Alright, that's the roughest seas out the back of the bootleg copy of Jumanji The Next Level. So, that being the case, I suppose I shall see you next time. These need to stop taking almost an hour. I can't bear it. Bye.